Hey guys, it's Gameface here and welcome back to episode 125 of Leeds United Career Mode. Now in today's episode, we're going to be finishing off the season, starting the new season as well. Obviously we haven't quite finished everything off yet, so what we will be doing is going through all the emails, probably doing some more player development, that sort of thing, and trying to make one or two transfers or look at some players anyway, going into the new season. We've been given just over 16 million for coming second in the league. Now for those of you that haven't seen the whole series, all 125 episodes, we basically got promoted straight away from the championship. We won the championship in the first season. Then we finished 6th position, I think it was. Then 3rd. And then in 4th position last year. And now we finished in 2nd. I believe it's something like that anyway, roughly. So that's what's happened. We've now finished 2nd. So the next step next season is to try and win the league. We have not yet done that. This is our final season of the Leeds Career Mode before we move on to FIFA 17. And basically I really want to try and win the league. Try and win the Champions League if we can, but to win the Champions League, we are going to need to add to the squad massively. So that's what we're going to be aiming to do in this episode. Before we get into things, though, if we could go ahead and hit 20 likes on this video, that'd be really appreciated. Also, if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well. That'd be absolutely fantastic. And yeah, we're basically just going to be going through some of the emails and various different things, trying to make some transfers, looking at how much money we get as well, because hopefully we get a decent amount of money to spend. We're going to mainly focus on wingers that we're bringing in over the next few episodes, because I'm not too happy with Mane and Entep. Don't think they're doing really the job that I'm wanting them to. I think we need wingers that are going to contribute more goals to the team. So we'll take a look at that once we've finished the season. Obviously we need to try and get there first, as we try and sign up a couple more players through our youth academy. So we'll try and get to the end of the season now, and I'll kind of just stop at various different places if we need to. Okay, so I've offered some more of our players some new contracts. They weren't actually running out this summer. They've got another year still left before I offered them contracts. Ramirez got a new 1-year deal. Gordon got an extra 2 years on his contract, and I think that's the same with Yedlin as well, all of which got pay rises by a slight amount. Obviously, Gordon's was probably the largest. He was currently on 6 grand a week. He went up to 30 grand a week. We won't actually be signing up that other player that we've got in there that's contract's running out. Decided not to renew his. I think he's about 65 overall, 19 years old, centre attacking mid player. So we decided to kind of abandon that one for now. We've got a lot of young players again that I've been trying to train up over the last few weeks that I've quickly just skipped past. But we are close to the end of June now, and hopefully we can get some idea as how much money we're going to have to spend. Obviously I'm not too worried about me getting sacked or anything like that this year. I'm pretty sure that they'll be happy with finishing 2nd. Final player development of the year, we've got the keeper going up again. I think that's 11 overall he's gone up this season, and it's not even been a full season. It's been more like half a season, to be honest. So really happy with him. He's 67 overall now, looking really good, but that is the end of the season. Man City winning the Premier League on 81 points, not a huge amount really, but still 9 points ahead of us, which really isn't good enough for us. This season performance, we set you the tag to win the league, wasn't the season we were hoping for. Team's performance was not as we'd hoped in the Champions Cup because we didn't even qualify, and excellent showing in the Domestic Cup. Don't know whether we will get sacked or not. I mean, I forgot, to be honest, that they set us the target of winning the league, or at least I set myself the target of that when I asked for more money from the board. So maybe they'll be happy with that, but we'll have to wait and see. Okay, so we're finally at the new season now, and basically they've sent me a Domestic Cup objective of reaching the final, which actually isn't that bad, to be honest. I think we should be able to do that. Season budget, 42 million. I'll happily have that. 42 million, 200 grand on the wage budget as well. League objective is to qualify for the Champions Cup, so they've lowered it a little bit. Obviously, we'll probably put everything on maximum when we request some more funds from the board. Didn't realise I was going to get 42 million though, to be honest. That's a bit more than I was expecting. I think that's more than last year as well. I'm pretty sure about that. We will ask for some more money though to begin with. What I'm going to do, as I always do, is put all the objectives at the maximum level. We're going to ask for 10 more million. Hopefully, though, a little bit more money just to add to the pot. We'll also set up some training drills now. I'll quickly go through and decide on the 5 players I'm going to go ahead with. And these are the 5 players I've gone with, some of which we've obviously trained before, and others I think we've brought in, a couple of different ones. Maybe Luperto is the only other one that I've brought in. I think he's the new one I've brought in from the Youth Academy. But anyway, we've got 3 of their attributes going up there on another one that might actually be another new player from the Youth Academy that I brought in to train. Let's have a look. We've got some No, we don't. Okay, they're not happy with that at all. I expected us to get some here, but nothing at all. We might have to go back and ask for 5 million, something like that. And they want me to reach the final of the Champions Cup. That's a little bit of a big challenge, but yeah, hopefully we will do that. And we'll wait and see, obviously, as the season goes on. Let's see whether we can try and get the 5 million. It'll be interesting to see whether they will give us it. We've also got, obviously, pre-season stuff to sort out. That's extra money for us. Don't know what teams we're going to come up against. We might actually just go for the smallest amount because I think it's the one that we're most likely to win by simming. So 7.2 million is quite good anyway, if that was to happen. What are they going to say? Again, they don't think the 5 million will bring any additional success. That's a bit of a strange thing. We won't ask for any more money, I don't think now. They'll probably want us to win this, but we'll obviously wait and see how we get on. We'll probably just sim it all. So now I'm going to take a look at the team and decide on the players that I should try and get rid of. Okay, these are all the players I'm going to try and get rid of. Hughes is in there, obviously at the top. I'm going to get rid of him because he's not good enough for his age. Coman's going to go as well. He's done okay towards the end of the season, but I just don't quite think he's got enough quality for us in that wide position. Vasquez will also be leaving. Ep and Mane have been transfer listed. We'll see what sort of offers coming for them. Calvin Phillips not playing too much now, sadly, but I think he should depart from the club. Samaris, again, just not being quite as good as I'd hoped in the CDM position, so we are going to try and get rid of him. He's worth quite a lot, so we could have loads of money coming in here, which would be really good for us. De Carmine, again, is going to go, not good enough for his age. Mullin will go. Another centre-back I've been trying to get rid of for a while. He will go. Davidson is going to go as well. And there's obviously loads of players I'm looking out to loan. In fact, not as many as usual. I thought there was more than that. But a lot of them I have released as well if they weren't good enough. So there's a few there that I've decided to transfer list. We'll wait and see what sort of offers come in for them and whether we can get any money that's going to help us go towards the wingers. Okay, one player we're going to put in a bid for is this guy here, Pereira, who's gone to Bayern Munich. He was suggested, I think, in the very first season, but I just didn't quite have enough money with Leeds at that point. I think he was worth about 7 or 9 million. So now we're going to put in a bid with Ep, who's worth 16, plus 1.8, basically 1.8 million. Just decided to give them the extra grand because we had it, and we'll see what they say to that. 1 year left on his contract, so maybe we can get him on the cheap. I'm not really too sure what they will say. I'll continue to have a look at some more wingers, and if I find any, I'll show you them. Okay, the next one is going to be for Joel Campbell. I'm going to put in a bid with Mane, who's worth 12.5 plus 6 million. That's obviously 18.5 in total. We'll see what they say to that. Arsenal, they might want a little bit more, maybe around 20 million in total for him. Obviously, some players are aging by quite a bit now, as we're in nearly 2021. So these players are going to be a little bit older than maybe you're expecting, but obviously there'll still be some good players around. Bakali here could be one I go for, but I'm wanting fairly good finishing and like shooting in general. So I don't know whether he's maybe not quite good enough. I might have to look at some other really good players as well. Robben and Bale will be quite nice. Bale obviously 30 here, but really expensive. So I don't know if we'll be able to sign him or not. Okay, the next bid is going to be for Herman, I'm going to call him. Let me know in the comments below if I'm pronouncing that one wrong. £20 million. He's got really decent finishing, so we're going to take a look at him. Even though he's 29, we've got to bear in mind there's only one season left of this series, so it doesn't really matter too much about age now. We're just going to try and get the best players possible to try and win the league and win the Champions League if we can. This guy here as well, I've used so many times on seasons. He's incredible. He's out for 4 weeks at the moment, but that's not going to stop me putting in a bid for him, I don't think. We will put in a bid, see what sort of players I have that maybe I could offer them. Okay, because he's out injured, we're going to offer him, offer the club, Samaris, and 15 million, so a little bit less than maybe you'd expect. Samaris is worth 18.5, that means in total about 33.5 million. We'll see what they say to that. Maybe they go ahead with it, maybe they don't, but looks really good, has grown loads over the last few years. And again, we'll continue to have a look at some other players. I'm after someone that's really fast and really good at shooting. Royce does pretty much fit that. I just don't know whether 36 million is maybe a little bit out of our price range. If there's anyone that we could offer Dortmund, they're obviously wanting even more than that, so we might not go ahead with that one. 89 overall would have been nice, but just, I think, too far out of our price range. Another player we'll put in a bid for is Douglas Costa. He's at Sevilla now, 25 million for him. We'll see whether they want to let him go for that amount. He might be worth a little bit more, but we really are looking at a lot of very good wingers here. I'd be very impressed if we could get in a couple of them to try and add to the squad. Obviously, more likely ones are going to be including a player in the deal. The ones for just money might not happen, but we're putting in bids anyway. But trying to find someone that can play a couple of different positions, shoot well, be very fast, and Andre Schürrle really does fit all of those. 6 foot as well, so he's not too bad height-wise. I might put in a bid for him, maybe just something like 18 million. That looks quite reasonable. Again, we'll probably just sim a couple of days, find out how we get on with the wingers, and sort this situation out first before we move on to other positions. Okay, so I think that's it for wingers now in terms of putting in bids for them. We are going to sim a day, see what we get back. A lot of players returning from loan, that's what we're going to get at the moment, and a transfer offer in, so nothing about any of the bids just yet. Bid in for Ter Stegen, 18 million. Go away, not interested whatsoever. We're not planning to get rid of him. He's done a really good job since coming in, not made too many errors, probably one of the best keepers I've had on this series in terms of the in-game performance, so I'm not looking to get rid of him for any price whatsoever. We need him for this Champions League season, obviously the Premier League season as well, trying to win the league. What I'm going to do now is sim through these friendlies. I know obviously it's not great because we probably will lose quite a few of them, and we've actually beaten Juventus by simming. That's a bit of a strange one, but we are just going to sim through them so we can get some transfers done. Bidding for Dybala, again, not interested whatsoever. He's going to be a huge part of the team, trying to win the Champions League and the league as well. Coman's not happy that he started that game. Yeah, he's probably on the way out, so it doesn't matter too much. It seems a little bit harsh on getting rid of Coman. He has played quite a lot recently, but I'm just after more quality, and I think when I bring in new wingers, I can't see Cohen getting into the side, so that's the reason why I've done that. Got Paponi, I want to call him, I think, going up in overall there, which is great. Now let's move on to some of the bids being accepted or rejected. Okay, just rejected for now. They've said unacceptable Marseille. They want the player, I think. Yeah, we are interested in the player, but they want 36.5 million as well, which is ridiculous. I think they were quoting about 38 million as the chief executive in total for him before, so they are interested in Samaris, but they want 38 million or 36 was there something included in that deal. We're obviously not going to do that. 22 we will put in though, an extra 7 million, that's quite a lot of money really, so we'll see what they say to that. Arsenal have come back and said they are interested in the play, but they want 22 million as well, and in that deal we included Mane, so that again is a huge amount more than what we offered, so we'll go to maybe 12 million, we'll double that for now. And Bayern Munich are interested in the player as well, but they want 18 million on top of that. We currently gave them 1.8 plus NTEP, so they want 18 million in total. Okay, well that is not going to happen just yet. We are going to give them 8.8 million. Hopefully they agree to it. Again, we're just trying to make sure we get the best deal possible for these wingers. We don't have to pay massive amounts for one player. Ideally, I want to pay an okay amount to try and get in two wingers if I can. I've got Wolfsburg actually accepting one of them, but we've got a transfer offer first. This time for Joe Gomez, 7.5 million. I'm actually going to consider this one, and we'd have to get in obviously a new left back. I'd want someone a little bit faster, but still physical. I basically want another Galloway in the team. We're going to ask for 9 million. I think that's the amount I'm wanting really for Joe Gomez, in order for me to try and get another player as well. Wolfsburg though have accepted the bid for Andre Schürrle, 18 million. He did look like our ideal player to be honest, so you know, it does look good that we can try and get him in by the looks of it. Crucial first team player, 80 grand a week, so I'm not forking out anything over 100, which is good. And Borussia Mönchengladbach have come back and said they want 30 million for their winger. I think the bid was 22, but I could be wrong. 20 million. So we will put in a bid of, I think we'll go 23 for now. Let's see what they say about that, and let's move on to some more offers. Actually, quickly before, we have to sim one more game. Maybe we should probably win this game, to be honest, but you never know with things how they are on FIFA. We have won the game. That's another 3 points. We're pretty much through into the next round now. Sevilla have come back and said they want 39.5 million for Douglas Costa. Wow, that's a lot of money. Far more than I'm willing to pay for him. Doesn't have great finishing, so I think we'll just leave that on there when they're asking for silly money like that. Silvestri's not happy with his role at the club. Yeah, someone a couple of episodes back did ask for me to play him more often. I think I played him in the last episode, a game against Norwich, right at the end. It's difficult. When you're trying to win the league and win the Champions League, you're not going to really be playing him too often. So it's going to be difficult, but he'll probably get into my cup team, I'd imagine, but we'll have to wait and see. Shrewsbury coming in for John Hughes. We're just going to accept it. I don't care about the 50 grand. We'll just let him go. We need to try and find the spaces for the players. PSG have come in for Theo Gordon, one of the players I want to keep if I can. But 6.5 million, it's PSG. 25.5 million will do, and he can leave. Marseille have accepted the bids. Samaris and 22 million pounds as well. That's brilliant. 87 rated. Looking really good if we can get him in. He'd be fantastic for us, I think. 2-year deal, crucial first-team player. And let's see whether he's happy to move to Leeds. Arsenal are interested in the player still, but they want £22 million as well for Joel Campbell. Again, it seems a lot of money for him. We've offered 12 and Mane. I think 15 is going to be near enough my final offer. And Bayern Munich have accepted the bid. Ep an 8.8 million. I'm sure they asked for about 20, didn't they? Just then. But they've accepted it, so we'll go ahead with it. 3-year deal, crucial first-team player, and we could finally have signed that Brazilian guy that was, I think he was suggested, I'm pretty sure, in the first few episodes of this series. So we might have finally managed to sign him. Transfer offer in for Lee Lucas, Napoli, £30 million. Let's just reject that. We're not interested in selling him for 30 million. I wouldn't rule out getting rid of him because he's not a game changer for me. He's very fast, which is what I want from the midfielders, but he's certainly not a goal scorer really for me. Lucas is not quite as good as Ramirez, so I think I would consider him going, but not for 30 million. Again, Borussia Mönchengladbach have come back and asked for 30 million, which again seems very steep. I don't know. His shot power long shots aren't good enough for me to pay 30 million for him. We've had a bid in for Mane, 9.5 million for Liverpool. What an insulting offer that is. 3 million less than what he's worth, and obviously we're trying to get rid of him in a different deal. Sassuolo have come back and said they'll pay 8.5. I'll take that. I think Joe Gomez will be departing the club. That means we need to look for a left-back. That will probably happen in the next episode, though, I'd imagine. So get looking at left-backs and thinking about left-backs and commenting about which left-back I should try and sign. I think what we might do is sim one more game and see whether we can sign any other wingers before we end this episode. We beat Milan as well by simming, so we're into the semi-finals, and that'll give us some extra money, which will be nice. John Hughes has left, Schürrle has accepted, Arsenal have accepted the bid for Joel Campbell, and we've got an extra 1.8 million as well. Fantastic. So let's go ahead with the Schürrle deal. I think I'll just accept this one straight away. I want Andre Schürrle. I think he's a good player. He can play striker as well. Good at shooting. Exactly what I'm after. Arsenal accepted the bid for Joel Campbell. I'm not too sure whether I will agree to the deal, but we'll certainly go ahead with the contract and everything, and then we'll decide once we get to the part where we accept the contract. Mullin isn't happy with his role at the club, same with Coman, both of which I'm planning to get rid of. So that concludes this episode. We've spent 18 million on a new winger, and we're obviously trying to look at other new wingers as well. We've got a lot of money here in the club, and maybe we can try and get some more in the next episode, depending on the players that we sell, obviously, as well. So that is everything, guys. Thank you all for watching. If we could go ahead and hit 20 likes on this video, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Also, if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well. That'd be really appreciated. And yeah, that is everything for this episode. Don't forget to leave your comments below, leaving suggestions and that sort of thing for the next episode. And yeah, that is it. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.